Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. With the launch of Dragonflight being planned for November 28th, it is now time to go through the list of all the different items from Shadowlands you want to invest in order to make a lot of gold and a lot of profit in Dragonflight. With the end of each expansion, there are a lot of items and a lot of markets that will change a lot when the new expansion will launch. The reason is simply because right now a lot of people are playing the game and are doing all the normal activities from this expansion. And so there are a lot of items that you can get from all these different activities that are in high quantity and for a very cheap price on the auction house, such as mounts, transmogs, and other items. But as soon as another expansion launches, people always start doing other things and other farms, and so all these different items start to become more and more rare on the auction house and also more and more expensive. So what I want to do in today's video is really explain what are, in my opinion, the 10 best categories of items you want to invest in right now in order to make a maximum of profits in Dragonflight. I made a similar video when I was playing in Battle for Azeroth and when Shadowlands was about to be released. And most of the items I mentioned in this video ended up being extremely profitable in Shadowlands. So I really think most of the items I'm going to mention in today's video are pretty safe. But of course, keep in mind that it's always risky to flip items. And so unfortunately, in some cases, I might be wrong. And sometimes you might end up not doing as much profit as you think, or maybe even sometimes lose a little bit of gold. But most of the categories of items I'm going to talk about in today's videos are, I think, really safe. And so I would definitely invite you to try some of these. And at number 10, we're going to start with some of the gray and white quality items. So I'm sure that by now, most of you know that with Dragonflight, some of these items will be added into the transmog system. This means that players will be able to actually use these different white and gray quality items as a transmog. And of course, it means that some of these items will become extremely interesting in terms of gold making. So what you want to do right now is just go through your auction house and try to find some either rare or remove from the game gray and white quality items that could be very interesting for Dragonflight. What you want to do is find them, try to see if the prices are good or not, invest in them, and then wait for Dragonflight to launch and for these items to be transmog items, and then you will be able to sell them for a huge amount of gold. So as I mentioned, you have different type of items that you really want to invest in. For instance, you have some of the white and gray quality items that have been removed from the game. So it means that if you can get your hands on some of these, you will definitely sell them for a huge amount of gold when they will be added into the transmog system. For instance, you have this one, the Mace here from the Darkmoon Fair. It has been removed from the game for a long period of time. I bought two of these right now for 150k gold each, and I'm pretty sure I will be able to make a lot of profit with these. Same here, you have other items that are not removed from the game but still difficult to get. So really just go through your auction house, try to find some good items, and I'm sure you will be able to pretty easily make a lot of gold when Dragonflight will be released. After that, at number 9, we're going to have the Coin of Many Faces. So this item is not specific to Shadowlands, but basically next week you will be able to start farming all these different Coin of Many Faces with the beginning of Hallow's End. And you will only be able to farm them until the end of Hallow's End, that is 2 weeks later. So what you want to do is wait for all these different items to become extremely cheap on the auction house when everyone will have farmed them and the prices will drop. And then just buy a few, and like that you will be able to sell them throughout the next year during Dragonflight. And normally you should be able to make quite a lot of profit with these different toys. Now at number 8, we're going to have some of the world BoEs from Shadowlands. So all these different BoEs are nothing really special, but some of them have unique appearances. And by that, I mean that the coloration and this specific skin is a unique appearance. So this is a list of all the different unique appearances from these different world BoEs. So really try to focus only on these ones. You have this dagger right here. You then have this fist weapon, these two shield, this one and this one. You also have these two maces right here and right here. This over dagger, this pole arm, and this crossbow. Then from the different armor pieces, you also have this belt. Then you have these different legs. You also have these boots. So basically all the different mail items. Then you have the two cloaks. These are also unique appearances. And this is going to be pretty much it. So all the rest I would not recommend you to invest in, because as you can see, you can get these appearances through other ways. So there is not a huge of interest in buying these items. What I would recommend you to do is to get these items if you find them on your auction house for anywhere less than 5,000 gold. So for instance, if I take some of these, as you can see on some realm, you can really find them for like really ridiculous price. So you can go on the US realms, on European realms. Here, as you can see, 600 gold. I would definitely recommend you to take them. Here again, some of these really cool weapons for less than 4,000 gold. On US realms, it's exactly the same. After that, at number 7, we're gonna have all the different cosmetic shoulders from Cortia. So these items are cosmetic items that you can use on any of your characters that are level 50 or more, and so it means that many people can use these different items. The only issue right now is that one of my good friends, Kchak, already bought most of the stock on European realms, so it's pretty difficult to find some very cheap auctions on European realms. But I would definitely recommend you to invest in any of these shoulder pads if they are like at less than maybe 15 or 20k gold. The one that is going to be really the easiest to find for a cheap price, and I would really recommend you to invest in, is the Ritually Spiked Mantle. As you can see on European realms right now, you can find some for less than 1000 gold. Definitely, I would recommend you buying them, and on US realms, it's pretty similar. After that, at number 6, we're going to have all the different cosmetic cloaks that you can get from the Paragon chest for the Enlightened Repetition. So all these different cloaks are again unique items that you can get only through this Paragon chest. Again, the Paragon chest is a chest you will get when you reach Exalted, and you get each time 10,000 bonus points. So for these different capes, I would say that anything below like 15, 20k gold again is going to be very decent. For instance, as you can see right now, I just bought some of these for 15k gold, and I definitely know that I will be able to make some profit with these capes later in Dragonflight. So in total, you have 6 different cloaks. You have this one, and these 4 cloaks. And for instance, if I take this one as an example, you can see that on many different realms, you will be able to find them for less than 10,000 gold. And same on US realms, sometimes even less than 5,000 gold. At number 5, we're now going to have all the different pets that you can craft through the Protoform Synthesis Forge. Some of these pets are currently available on the auction house for a very, very cheap price, and I really think the prices will increase in Dragonflight simply because people won't spend as much time as right now farming and crafting these different pets, and therefore I'm pretty sure that these pets will become more and more rare on the auction house, and so the value should also increase. What I would recommend is to invest in any of these pets if they are at less than 10k gold. Some of them can be a little bit more tricky to find for a very, very cheap price because they are a little bit more difficult to craft, or maybe a little bit more expensive to craft. But really anything less than 10k gold can be extremely interesting. Then for some of them, you might even consider buying them if they're at like 15 or even sometimes 20k gold. So for instance, right now on European realms, as you can see, you can find these pets for less than 5,000 gold, which is really, really interesting. For this one, some of them are being sold for also less than 5,000 gold or a little bit more. And then for, again, some of these over pets, it's going to be definitely more difficult to find some cheap auctions, but sometimes you might. So after that, at number 4, we're going to have the famous Varruth Guillotine. This sword will definitely become extremely relevant in Dragonflight simply because this is a unique appearance and the skin is really good. Keep in mind that again, right now there are still a lot of these items up on the auction house, but with the release of Dragonflight, less people are going to farm these different swords, and therefore the rarity is going to increase and the prices are definitely going to increase as well. So for this specific sword, I would recommend you to invest in if it's anywhere less than 150k gold. Definitely less than 150k gold, you will be able to resell it for a lot of gold. And sometimes right now, even less than 200k gold might be interesting because really this is a very difficult sword to get. And it will still be something that a lot of people will buy even in Dragonflight. So as you can see currently on European realms, there are a few auctions that are at around like 150 or 100k gold. And then it's probably going to be mostly around 200k gold. And then on US realms, you have like really just a few that are under 200k gold, but then it's mostly going to be 250k gold. After that, at number 3, we're going to have the Strange Goop. So the Strange Goop is an item that I already covered in many different videos. Basically, with this item, you will be able to get a special lure and then to fish Irrican from the rare. So you will get the mount. This item will still be relevant in Dragonflight because again, with this item, you have a guaranteed chance of getting the mount. So people will still be interested in getting this item. What I would recommend in terms of prices is to invest in this item if it's anywhere less than 70 or 80k gold. Even on many realms, less than 100k gold is definitely going to be good. One thing that is very important to mention with these different items is the fact that they're unique. So it means that you won't be able to have multiple of these at the same time. So as you can see right now, I already have one, so I cannot carry another one. What I would recommend you to do is either having you can have a guild bank, and then you can put all these different strange groups in the same guild bank. Here you will be able to stack all of them. Or what you can do is each time put them on the auction house, and then like that you can put multiple on the auction house on the same character. And normally like that you will be able to hold on to all these different items at the same time on the same character. But please be careful because I lost quite a lot by forgetting to keep them and post them again, and then they end up at the end at bottom of my auctions, and then after that I just lose them. So just be aware of that. So for this one, right now in European realms, there are a few realms where really you can find them for ridiculous amount of gold. And then on US realms, it's going to be pretty similar. And now at number 2, we're going to have all the different lattices from Zereth Mortis. So the lattices are items that are extremely interesting because basically you need to have some of these in order to craft the different pets and the different mounts from the Protoform Synthesis Forge. So it means that people will still need some of these lattices in Dragonflight in order to craft all these different mounts. And trust me, these are going to be extremely interesting even long after the release of Dragonflight. So the most interesting ones are going to be the different lattices you can use in order to craft the different mounts. So you have the Lupin one, you also have the Buffonid, you then have the Taraknid, the Vombata, the Elicid, and the Vespoid. So these ones are really going to be the most interesting because again, people will need these different lattices to craft these different mounts. So what I would recommend you to do is to buy some of them. You don't have to buy the entire stock, but you can buy some of them because normally you will be able to sell them pretty easily in Dragonflight. And keep in mind that all these different items are from the region-wide auction house, so you can really sell them with anyone from all the different realms from your region. So it makes it extremely easy to buy and sell all these different items. And now at number 1, we're gonna have all the different cosmetic weapons from Zereth Mortis. So you have 2 categories of these cosmetic weapons. You have all the ones that you can get by killing random mobs in Zereth Mortis, and then you have 4 weapons that come from the Paragon chest with the Enlightened. So for all these other weapons that you can get randomly by killing mobs in Seret Mortis, I would recommend you to invest in them if they're at less than 100 or 150 gold. These are really cheap at the moment, and you can really find some for like 20 gold or even less on many realms. So really, please buy some of these. It's not risky at all. This is actually why I'm putting it at number 1, because they are really not risky and you will most likely be able to sell them for a huge profit. Then when it comes to these other weapons from the Paragon chest, for these ones, I would recommend you to like invest in them if they are at less than like 2 or 3k gold. So as you can see right now, just picking a few examples. So this mace, as you can see, you can find it for like 10, 15 gold on European realms and on US realms for 19, 40k gold, 40 gold, sorry. So for these different swords, these ones are the most interesting ones. These ones can still be found also for very cheap price on both US and European realms. And these are definitely going to be the most interesting ones in my opinion. So that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. I'm sure that there are other items that you can invest in at the moment, but really, in my opinion, these are the most interesting categories, and you should definitely try to have a look at all these different items. Please keep in mind that flipping is always risky, so especially when you need or when you want to like flip items that require you to invest a lot of gold, such as for instance the Varruth Guillotine, always first have a look at the different regional prices and then try to see if this is something that is going to be really good or if it's too risky to invest. So this is really something I would always tell you to be cautious with, even if right now I really feel like most of these items will make you quite rich in Dragonflight. I will be back very soon with more guides and with more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great weekend. Bye!